On the 10th Sunday of Christmas, Sharon shared with me a card folio for someone extra special. Might be a teacher, a friend, anyone who has raved about your cards. Now they'll be able to pass your creativity along to someone else. It holds 4, and I'll show you an alternate that holds 6 cards. Also in this video, but it is self-closing and just makes a really great gift packaging idea. You can, if you're like me and have a lot of cards sitting around hoping to be sent, just grab a few and give a few to someone else, and they can help you get rid of all those extra cards waiting to be sent. This is a great packaging way to do it. Let's see how it's done. On Tuesday, I created these 3 monochromatic cards. And then on Thursday, during lunchtime look, I created a 4th monochromatic card. This one has a different feel for sure. It's brighter and happier, but these have a beautiful monochromatic, old-timey kind of feel to me. That makes them beautiful in their own right. Now I'm going to show you how you can create some gift packaging so that you could give these cards this Christmas. This could not be simpler. I'm bringing in my paper trimmer and a full sheet of basic beige cardstock because I'm going to also use this paper again. So with this, I'm going to score it at 2 inches on the short side. Let's see, make some room here. 2 inches score, which is the light gray. And then I'm going to come in here and score it in half at 5.5 inches. That's it, just those 2 score lines. Now you can go ahead and fold on these score lines. And when you fold, it's really important to burnish them. It gives a nice crisp look. This one as well. So we have this flap that's going to fold up, but if you try to fold it in half, it gets a little bulky right there in the center. I'm going to come in with my snips and begin about 1/4 of an inch away from that center line and cut up to this center point where those score lines meet. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So I'm just cutting a little wedge out of here. And so now I have that, and it's much less bulky in the middle here. You can make it a little bit wider V if you want to. So we could have gone maybe 1/2 an inch total. Ooh, doesn't work so well when you've already cut though. Hold on, let me just get that. There we go. Whatever you do, however wide you want it, you want to make that so that it's pretty symmetrical. It's the same distance on one side as the other. You can make a pencil mark to help you with that if you want. I think it's fine just the way it is. Now I need to bring in another layer. There is basic gray, but also it's close to black. And I think I'm going to use the black because I really like how much of a contrast there is there. So let me bring in a piece of black. Now this front folio here, this is 5.5, because remember we scored the 11 in half at 5.5. And then this, because I turned up 2 inches, this is 6.5. So this is 5.5 by 6.5. And I want a front layer that's going to be maybe 1/2 an inch smaller. So let's go with 5 by 6. So this right here is 6 inches by 6 inches, but I want it 5 by 5. So let me cut off 1/2 inch on each end. See how we like that. It doesn't really cut off much here. And so now we have this. And if I'd make this just a little bit larger, I'm going to make it, let's go with, so this piece is 5 by 6. I'm going to go with 5 1/8 by 6 1/8. Oops, 6 1/8 is right where the gray part meets the ruler part. But I have to open this up because there's a little lip there that measures the 6. So right there. We can put this on here just like this. So we have that for a front. Now, if you want to cut it down even more, you can cut it down so that you have a little bit more of a margin, but I don't really want to lose any of this scene right here. You can use a number of different stamp sets with an appropriate greeting. I'm bringing in my 12 Days of Crafting Advent Calendar stamp set. It goes with this, which is a little bit big for my camera view here, but this is the 12 Days of Crafting Advent Calendar, and each day you have a door to open up, and you can see you can see there's this little punch mark here, and you can just lift this up. I'm not going to right now because I am saving mine until after Christmas, when I do a bunch of projects, one each day after Christmas. If you would like to join me, this is still available currently. It is $99 and you get $120 worth of product in this kit. So there are dies, there's designer series paper in there, and you get this stamp set as well. There's embellishments. There's all sorts of great things hidden behind those doors. And if you want to know exactly what's hidden behind the doors, you can check out another demonstrator's spoiler. But I don't want, there are several out there, but I don't want to spoil it for myself, so I'm not looking. Anyway, I'm going to choose this for someone extra special. Let me find those words right here. We'll mount that on a block. And I think this is closer to basic gray, so I will bring in the basic gray ink, just so it's not too bright on there. And I'm just going to stamp directly on my designer series paper for someone extra special. All right, let's put this together. This goes together so quickly. You know, as paper crafters, we often get compliments. I was speaking to one of my customers today, and she gets compliments all the time on the cards that she gives to people when, you know, she's sending them for a birthday or an anniversary or some other kind of occasion. But you know what? We can give the gift of cards as well. And so this is a great way to do it. Now, in order to hold this closed, I'm going to bring in some ribbon. And I'll bring in the gold striped ribbon. This is such a beautiful ribbon, and I think it really makes it much more like a holiday feel with this. So usually for my 12 Days of Christmas stuff, I'm using everything holiday paper, but it's a little too awkward to give holiday themed paper when, you know, they're going to be using this after the holidays. So you can still do it, of course. So I have my ribbon here, and you can choose to pop this up on dimensionals, or you can just lay it flat down across the ribbon. Either way works. I think I'm going to keep it just pretty simple and basic. I'll be putting 4 cards in this folio, but you can certainly also do 6 if you keep your embellishments and dimensionals to a minimum, because the thicker they are, the more room they take up in this folio. So here we go. Isn't that just pretty? So pretty. Classy, I'd say. So let's bring in 2 cards here. We can put 2 cards on this side, and we can put 2 cards on this side, and you can choose which cards go where. You close it, and if you wanted to put some designer series paper on the back, you could do that too. Then you just close it with a ribbon and a bow. And there we have a pretty little Christmas gift where you get to use your talents to create a gift for someone else. Now, a lot of these cards do have dimensionals on them. So let me show you. Like this one has some dimensionals that pops the frame off. This one has the dimensionals down here. This one is a fun fold, so that has definitely got some extra bulk to it, plus a ribbon. And this one has a ribbon and just a little bit of dimensionals. So this is a little bit tight, so I would not probably want to do more than 4 cards. But of course, you also need the envelopes as well. So when you're giving the gift of cards, don't forget, you want to tuck those envelopes in there as well. 2 on each side. And if you want to be extra generous, go ahead and put 4 postage stamps in there as well. There we go. There's our Christmas gift. Here's one I created that is a little bit more Christmas gifty in nature, at least how it looks this way. So if you were to just hand this to someone without putting it in a bag or box, it looks Christmassy enough. And we open it up, and this one holds 6 cards, and that's because they're very, very simple cards. There's no dimensionals on them. There are some embellishments, but these are all featuring the Peaceful Garden Designers Series paper and part of that suite of products. So these embellishments, the hues of blue flowers, go with that Designer Series paper, as does this beautiful Misty Moonlight and silver ribbon that I've got very little left of at this moment. It is very, very pretty. And ties a nice bow as well. And I'll say that, but will it on camera? Yep, I guess it did. There we go.